Let's go jet surf! Alright guys, today we have Wayne and Tanya from Jet Surf Spain, and they are going to show us the jet board. So tell us, Wayne, about this board, how it works, what's the maximum speed, and all the cool stuff.
Okay, we've got a factory GP100, one of our higher boards. We do lessons and training. This is one of our shop boards that we use. Does about 50 kilometers an hour, 100cc engine, two-stroke engine. That's the engine there. It's a beautiful piece of machinery.
Amazing stuff.
It is indeed. Yeah.
Okay, Wayne, tell us a little bit more what's inside. It looks really complicated for me comparing to electrical boards where you just press the button and go, and here you see all the insides. So what this stuff is about?
It might look complicated, but it's not. It's a two-stroke engine made by Martin Sula. The engine is such a good design. It's a fantastic engine. It's bomb-proof. It's so strong. So much money and thought's been put into the engineering. So that engine just is never going to break. It's a high-performance engine. This engine likes to perform. It has two speeds, fast and very fast. This thing's not for puttering around slowly. The parts are made, the accessories, the electrical parts are made to break before the engine. So you might have your starter motor break, or you might have an RCU break, but that's made to save you having to replace the engine. So everything here is planned, nothing breaks or happens by mistake, and the engine's actually very simple. I've never worked on an engine before in my life. The first board I bought a couple spanners, I took the engine out, put it on the coffee table, started working on it. Anyone can work on these. You'll never have to work on the engine, you'll only have to replace a few accessories, and anyone can.
And how easy it is to replace the accessories?
It's really easy. If you wanted to remove the starter motor, it's going to take you about 10 minutes. We've got a manual that explains exactly what to do. There's loads of YouTube videos. You phone us if you bought from Jet Surf Spain, give us a call at the shop and we'll tell you how to do it. For the first year, everything's guaranteed. So the slightest thing goes wrong, bring it to us, we replace it, we repair it. But generally, the boards are getting a lot more reliable. They're progressing and they're evolving, and anytime there's a problem, the new model comes out and the problems are all improved. Right now we're looking at a board that's really fantastic. I don't see much changing for quite a few years. This is pretty much as good as it gets.
And they are not really heavy. How heavy is this?
It's around 18.5 kilos. Maybe a little bit more once you've got the deposit of fuel full. It holds 2.8 liters, but the board on its own is 18.5.
Okay.
It's the only board that comes in a bag that you can actually use. Other boards come in bags, but you need 4 people to carry them. This board, it comes in a bag, you stick it on your back, you get on a bus, you get on a train, you get on a plane, car, bicycle, you can transport them.
I can transport it.
You can transport them so easy, and that's the beauty of it. That's what makes this board so unique. Tanya grabs her board and walks down to the beach with the bag strapped over her shoulder. I mean, that's priceless.
And is it allowed to use it to carry on the plane?
Of course, so it was designed for racing in the World Cup and traveling around the world. That was one of Martin's main goals that he wanted to achieve with this board. So you can take it on the flights, you book it in a sports luggage, there's no problems. The airlines are getting so used to seeing these boards. All you want to do is make sure that your fuel tank doesn't smell of fuel, so you air the tank out for a couple hours, blow it out with a hairdryer or something, or leave it open for a day. The battery is allowed to go on planes. Again, the only board that's out where the battery is allowed to go on a plane, and it's been designed specifically for that. So yeah, you take it on holiday with you. The only board that you can take on holiday without taking it in a big truck or on a trailer.
Perfect. So let's talk how to get it ready to go to actual surf.
Yeah. So what you've got your toolkit here. This toolkit basically does everything on your board. So we talk about fixing the engine and replacing parts, and it sounds scary, but it's actually not, because these are the only tools you have. You can buy a bookshelf and you're going to get more tools than what you get with this.
So that's it?
That's it. If it took a long time to get ready, you would leave the fins in because it's a big hassle. But you'll see once we start putting in the fins, it takes 5 minutes, your board's in the water and off you go. So yeah.
Alright, and what else? What about inside here?
Yeah, you've got your charger. Another great thing about the Jet Surf charger, which again, the other boards just don't have.
And how long does it take to charge it?
Depending, it can take about an hour.
So every time you go, you charge it before you use it, right?
Of course. So you charge it for an hour.
If you need to, it could be that it's charged. It could be that it's charged, because this not being an electric board, it doesn't really need that. All it uses the battery for is for the starter.
So it doesn't use full energy.
Yeah.
Alright. So let's get started. Yeah.
One thing we will show you, just to remember when charging, that's a water cap, okay? This is your charging cable. So that charger would be plugged in, and you would plug that in. When you finish charging, it's really vital to remember to put that cap back on.
Alright, it's time to get the board ready to ride. Let's put on the fins. Tanya, can you show us?
Absolutely. So this is the back fin at the moment, and then basically just unscrew this cover. This is one of the tools that comes with the kit.
Do you unscrew the whole thing?
No.
It's just, it's not a cover, sorry, that was my bad. So basically you just put it in now.
I'll turn the board around. And when you put them in.
So let's put on.
Okay.
So this is the back fin central, and now we're going to put on the side fins.
Screw in here.
Okay, the board is ready to go. So explain us a little bit more how you start with this control.
Got a magnetic key, wristband. Accelerator. Okay, that's the bilge pump kicking in. That's the first one. Then you take it out, stick it in again. You don't want to run it for more than a few seconds out of the water because it's water cooled, so it wants to be in the water. But you've made sure your board's good to go. It's ready to hit the water. So what I'm going to suggest you do before you start anything, always have one hand on the handle. The board doesn't idle, so the minute you start it, if you rev it, it's gone. Okay? So have one hand there, be holding on. You're going to be in the water, you've got your accelerator and you holding on the handle. You're going to put the magnetic key in, and the minute you put it in, you quickly go to this handle. So you get both hands on the handles as quickly as possible. While you're doing that, give it a little bit of throttle, give it a bit of petrol, and basically get straight on. You don't want to be on the board when it's not moving, so you can't lie on the board, start it and then take off. You want to start it up. If you keep your arms stiff and give a bit of power, it sort of naturally pulls you on, and you give a little bit of a jump as gently and gracefully as possible, get on the board. That's the hardest part. Once you've got the start going, the rest is pretty easy. We're going to get you to go practice the start quite a few times. That's the hardest part. We'll do it right here in the shallow water, away from all the people there. Once you've figured that out, then we'll get you going in circles. Do a few circles on your stomach, do a few circles on your knees, and then once you've done a few circles on your knees, try to do a few circles like that. Basically crouching, ready to stand. Always keep your hands on the handles because that's how you balance yourself. So when you're standing up, that's how you're balancing and stabilizing yourself. Once you've got into this position and you've been around a few laps, a few circles in this position, then you're pretty much there. The minute you can do that, you've virtually accomplished what you need to accomplish. Then, if it were me, I would be right foot forward. So I would slowly try to get my right foot into here. If you're young and flexible, you'll get your right foot in there perfectly. I get just my toes in, When my right foot's nearly ready, I get my left foot. You don't look back, just feel what you're doing.
You put it here.
Yeah, and get your left foot ready. When they both, get them in as much as possible. When they're both nearly in, stand up and finish the maneuver. Get your feet all the way in. Once you've done that, you're good to go. Getting water in the board is inevitable. It comes in a bit through the exhaust. This is the breather, so you can get a bit of water inside through the snorkel. You will get a bit of water in, and that bilge pump is there to keep pumping it out. So you'll see a bit of spray, water coming out. That's great. What we don't want is to get it into the carb or into the engine, but you won't do that unless you completely break all the rules and do what we.
And if you fall, what do you do again?
Nothing.
Start by fall.
So
Yes.
yeah, start again. And also, if you've had the magnet out for too long, then everything's disengaged. You put it in, oh, it's not starting. Don't panic. Just pull it out, put it in again, and it'll start.
2 times, yeah?
Yeah.
Always
just-
2 times.
Not always. If you fall off and you do it straight away within a certain time period, it's
it will
fine.
be the first time.
Yeah.
It will depend, and just simply always remember, even if you've fallen off, not to lay your body weight on the board until you're actually running and the board is in motion.
That's right. You've got to keep reminding yourself. For us, the most important thing teaching you is for you not to do that, because it's natural. People say yes, they're not going to do it. The minute they fall off out at sea, especially, they just want to jump on the board. It's natural. So you've got to keep reminding yourself, don't
One of
do
the
that.
key differences with the electric boards, this is not a floating device, and you can never have any weight on it unless it's in movement.
All right.
Let's do it.
Yeah, let's do
Life
it.
jackets and helmets. Tanya, you first?
No.
All right, let's give it another try. Surf's up. Let's go. cool. This board is so much powerful, and today is my first day I tried jet surf, and it's amazing, guys. It's really powerful, really fast. You learn it in 1 hour, you stand up, you go, you do the tricks. It's super amazing. Really next level performance board.